'82, I was 17, my old man was 55. If you do the math between the two of us, that's 72 years alive. An eternity, so it seemed to me. How could anything live that long? Now I say my folks were only 84 the year that they passed on. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be. And my grandpa Roy, when he was a boy in 1904, he was taught by men who fought in the actual Civil War. And only 8 decades passed and my high school class put the tassels on the other side. Started on our way full of naivete on the great American ride. The months and years slide past, each more quickly than the last. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see 100 years ain't what it used to be. Oh, Johnny!
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Johnny, hey! Oh, yeah!
He did the guitar face.
Ibuprofen's under buy again in my online shopping cart. Every week I learn of something else I should be doing for my heart. If I use the wrong pillow, I might have trouble getting out of bed. My hair grows in my ears and nose now more than on my head. As a kid, to me, ancient history was something like World War I. But I arrived closer to that time than this year as I sing this song. And I'm starting to find I can wrap my mind around life is brief and dear. I can hardly believe my baby girl's turned 26 this year. For a little while it seems you got time to choose your dreams. Pretty soon you look around and you'll see everybody 100 years ain't what it used to be. Before you know it, you're 63, making plans for Medicare A and B. You look around yourself and you see 100 years ain't what it used to be.
Garden stores.
Joe.
Yeah.
Rolling.
No.
Josh Arnold.
Josh Arnold, investment consultant, brings you Garage Logic episode number. What the hell is it?
He's so excited.
I have 1799.
What?
I could be wrong.
Wait a minute. Don't be putting this on the air.
No,
Larry.
it's Kenny's right. It's $17.99.
Yep. We got that. I got to write it down.
$17.99. Here we go.
Ready?
Yep.
Josh Arnold, investment consultant, brings you Garage Logic podcast number 1799, which I wrote down on the wrong piece of paper. June 16th, 2026, 97 degrees, the record high on this day. That was in 1934. And the record low was 42 degrees on this day in 1960. Call Josh Arnold at 952-925-5608 for a free 48-minute consultation.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Haidt in the newsroom, and of course, the rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Soucheray.
I'm going to start the show with an email from Dale, and then I'm going to tell you why this might be the most important show in the history of GL.
Really? Mm-hmm. It's a lot of pressure.
Dale writes, I am 76 years old, and I used to believe I wouldn't live to see the fall of our country. Now I believe we are too far gone to recover. Listening to your show keeps me from giving up all hope. Keep up the good work. Stay safe. Dale Mason. Dale, you're on to something. I submit to you that this is the most important show in the annals of GL because of the dog park controversy.
That's show 1799.
Right.
With an
I think
asterisk.
this is Waterloo. Waterloo, of course, was Napoleon's last stand. It's come to mean final defeat or setback. If the public does not win this park board issue with access to Minnehaha Park for their dogs, I would say the Twin Cities will continue to decline and not recover. And I think I can explain what I mean by that. We are putting up with way too much representation that does not take our concerns into account. The park board has no business ignoring the owners of dogs who have been using the park in question for 34 years. They can't hide behind redacted documents. They can't have private advisory meetings. No, you listen to the public, park board. You open up a public comment meeting. Let the room be filled with hundreds of people who pay taxes and happen to own dogs, and you listen to them. If one stray voice trying to sell the BS that dogs are a problem because of a spirituality interference, we have lost. I think this has tentacles that reach across the American experience. If we continue to allow the political class on either side of the aisle, but here in the Twin Cities, it's predominantly, if not exclusively, DFL socialists, if they continue to run the show without acknowledging your presence or taking your concerns into consideration, it's over. And it could be over if you don't win the dog park controversy. Let me read some emails that came in. I maintain these are the finest responses to a topic we've had on GL. Hail the Flashlight King.
Hail you!
Ryan writes, I've been listening to yesterday's podcast on my drive this morning, and the conversation concerning off-leash dogs intercepting the prayers of Native Americans. It was never brought up as to the number of Native Americans that visit the site each day to offer prayers. Are there any? How do the number of people praying compare to the number of off-leash dog visitors? I find it more feasible to close the dog park a couple of hours each day for Native American prayers rather than shut down the off-leash dog park completely. I'm sure there is a compromise in there somewhere. Now, let's keep in mind that the Waterloo itself that we're facing is not a dog park. The Waterloo we're facing is continuing to be governed by people who are not taking us into consideration in their governing. But that fellow was on the right track because he's saying, well, where's the compromise? What he's really saying is, why aren't these people listening? Why does this have to be so cut and dried? Tom Bonnet, your discussion of a Minneapolis dog park closing out of reverence for Native Americans is just the latest manifestation of what to me is the left's most sinister impulse, the corruption of innocence. There are few things more purely joyful than dogs and their owners leaving the cares of the world behind, enjoying each other's company in a beautiful natural setting. But in true progressive fashion, we've made it ugly. We've taken the privilege away to punish people who had nothing to do with the supposed sins in question. Now the land will sit idle and unkempt, and if history is any guide, it will soon become a homeless encampment. But that won't matter to the self-flagellating progressives who shut it down, since by then they'll have moved on to the next beautiful, innocent thing in their sights that they will destroy. Progressives bring nothing beautiful, creative, or productive to the table. Let me pause there. I couldn't agree more. I share that sentiment because I keep wondering if progressivism is so popular and it's so frequently voted for, where is the goodness? Where is the joy? Where is the beauty? Where is the refreshment? Where is the innovation? Where is the happiness? Back to Bonnet's letter. They seek only to destroy, whether it's a George Floyd Square, the dog park, or countless other formerly thriving, beautiful places in the city of lakes. The goal is destruction. Like crops decimated by locusts, if the left gets their way, this country will be a desolate wasteland. Time out. This is Waterloo. I am grateful I don't understand the impulse, but I do wonder if understanding it would help us combat it. It's a corruption of the soul. I'm no longer religious, but even I believe nothing short of dropping to our knees and begging forgiveness will turn things around. It's increasingly hard not to believe in God when evil is on proud display. Hear, hear. Now a note from Brainerd that really, well, they're all hitting it out of the park, but this one in particular from Jeff Hebert. Mr. Mayor, I've been tracking the kerfuffle over the Minneapolis Park Board's unanimous rush to decommission the Minnehaha off-leash dog park. As you guys pointed out, the BS-o-meter, the rationale floating around Diversityville is that free-roaming Labradors are somehow stealing the prayers or disturbing the stratosphere of the ancestral Dakota landscape at Coldwater Spring. Park Board Commissioner Jason Garcia told us all to sit with discomfort while they take away a 34-year-old canine paradise without a shred of public input. It's the ultimate performative virtue signaling we've come to expect from the Twin Cities. But I want to offer an interesting comparison from up here in beautiful Brainerd Lakes area, the closure of the Gull Lake Dam Road in Crow Wing County. I know exactly where this is. It shows the difference between a real, legally sound historical preservation project and the lazy, rushed circus happening at Minnehaha. When the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers permanently closed the old single-lane road over the Gull Lake Dam, they did it because it sat adjacent to 12 documented, legally verifiable burial mounds from the ancient woodland tradition. Heavy vehicle traffic and massive road vibrations were literally causing slope instability and eroding centuries-old graves. 5 regional tribes formally requested the closure through actual legal channels, not vague closed-door conversations. But here's the real kicker. The contrast in how real leadership handles infrastructure versus how the park board handles it. Number 1, they built an actual solution first in the Brainerd area. Up at Gull Lake, they didn't just put up a chain link fence, tell citizens to sit with their trauma and leave them stranded. The authorities actually built a brand new bridge over the Gull River, laid out 2 new roundabouts, and kept the community moving. Minneapolis, meanwhile, is voting to shut down Minnehaha by winter, with absolutely 0 alternative sites lined up. Number 2, they dealt with actual evidence. The Gull Lake site is a National Register of Historic Places landmark where archaeologists excavated tangible Brainerdware, pottery fragments, and verified human remains. The Minnehaha shutdown relies heavily on what opponents are calling rushed, non-public studies to justify taking away public parkland. Number 3, the local pushback was real. Back in 2018, when the town hall met at East Gull Lake City Hall, local residents and businesses showed up in droves to fight for their road. Even the Cass County Commissioners passed a resolution trying to keep it open, claiming the Leech Lake Band was fine with it. But when the formal federal tribal request came in, the law was followed and an actual infrastructure compromise was built. Minneapolis dog owners are begging for a single public comment period while the park board hides behind private advisory meetings. If you want to see how a society with actual gumption protects history without completely paralyzing the tax-paying citizens who use the parks, look at Gull Lake. They protected the sacred site. They built a new bridge first. Minneapolis just builds fences and hands out discomfort. Thanks and good luck, Jeff and Brainerd. Well, he nails why this is Waterloo. He nails why a seemingly trivial matter like a dog park is not trivial. We cannot continue to be governed by activists who have never done anything except destroy and complain. We can't. If you don't win this one, there is no end to it. I thought Calhoun might have been the beginning. Calhoun wasn't Waterloo. We survived the name change. Mm-hmm. But the name change was brought about for the same reason the dog park is being closed. The dog park is being closed without any consideration whatsoever of the citizens of Minneapolis because you are governed by people who don't know how to do that. I have so much more on this.
And it's just another step, Joe, in achieving the DSA's goal of giving back, which is financially impossible when you start running the numbers.
And it fits the description of we've always been saying, just constantly looking for a reason to be offended. And that's all. This is all just invented animosity towards something that doesn't exist.
When we are governed by people who have not even experienced life, by experiencing life, I mean actually working at a job where results are demanded. Activism is working at a job that doesn't demand any results. There is no measurable way to explore achievement when all you've done is being able to list on your resume that you've been a professional activist. Big deal. We've all been professional activists. It's nonsense to think that Sue writes, what about all the other animals coming up from the river? There is something else going on here. What is it? Power? Money? This is way out there. are our immigrant friends who don't like dogs involved somehow. She's not the first one to mention that. I'm finding no evidence that this has anything to do with our Somali brothers and sisters.
No.
I don't see how it could.
No,
They're
but-
too busy stealing money. They don't have to worry about a dog park.
She just triggered something that I had forgotten or hadn't thought about. Animals such as coyotes and fox, etc., have incredible senses of smell, and they can smell something buried. So those bones, unfortunately,
They're long gone.
probably dug up by animals a long, long time ago.
Here's from Roger. Hi, Joe. If you Google, did ancient Dakota Indians in Minnesota have dogs in their tribes, you will find dogs were part of their spiritual practices. Take care, Roger Blessing. Yes.
They served as pack animals, and they also served as, food.
Sometimes feasts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Joe, in an area like Minnehaha Dog Park, virtually every animal native to Minnesota roams the area and has for hundreds and thousands of years. Also, I bet the natives themselves had pet dogs in this area. My guess is none of the wild animals or the native pets were on leashes. Fox and coyote numbers of the dog family are certainly there. Apparently, we are to believe that none of these many, many wild animals absorb prayers. That's from John O.
John, good job, John. Yeah.
Joe, the natives are the ones who domesticated dogs to begin with. I find this whole argument to be specious. Absolute B as in B, S as in S. Could we hear our first ever sounding of the BS-o-meter?
We can, Joe. I'm glad you asked.
Yeah.
Alarm! Alarm!
Alarm. There it is. A giant BS siren sounding over the city. Alarm! Alarm! How much do you think the Muslim community has to do with this dog park issue? See, I've got a number of that. I can't draw any comparison.
Nothing I have read at this point.
Think of the large Somali community, most of whom have dogs, most of whom think dogs are harem. Maybe this Espinoza lady also has some sort of connection to that community. No, I don't even think that's a road we should go down.
No.
I love the resume of somebody who has never worked talking about working towards collective liberation. I am pretty sure his idea of liberty is not even close to mine or yours. Mine does not include a collective. Good luck, Jennifer.
Was he talking? You guys have been talking about Dan Engelhardt, right?
Well,
Yeah,
he's Garcia, and
He's the one we talked about yesterday.
Right.
He's commissioner of District 1. Ironically, the dog park is in Commissioner District 5 that Kay Moran is the commissioner of.
have we heard from Kay?
We have not, which I find interesting.
Joey, yesterday in discussing the off-leash dog park issue, you read from a piece on Alpha News. The whole controversy is silly, but one phrase in the article caught my attention. In the conclusion, the writer said a website called Save Minnehaha Off-Leash Dog Park was launched in response to the closure effect and is demanding the park board release non-confidential portions of the studies used to justify the decision. What would possibly be considered confidential as part of a park board study? Are we just a little cloak and dagger here? It's a park board report on a dog park, not the Epstein files. One other nugget I picked up from the conversation was when Kenny was reading the bio about the other park board person who was in favor of the restrictions. That would be the person you just mentioned.
Yeah, Commissioner Engelhardt.
Yeah. His hobbies include hanging with dogs. Pick a side, buddy, because the dogs are not happy about this. If they want to know how to showcase a native historical site with the public, they should look into the Chokaya Mound State Historic Park in Illinois. My wife is an anthropologist who often works with various tribes as part of her job. and she suggested we go there on a previous trip to St. Louis. It was fascinating. In the year 1100, Cahokia was larger than London with 20,000 inhabitants. The museum was closed when we went due to the Black Plague, COVID. But the site had a virtual reality phone app, and we all enjoyed it much more than I will ever admit to my wife. We walked all over the site, and outside of not having convenient restrooms available for the little ones, it was great, and we learned a lot. FYI, dogs are allowed, but must be leashed. Good luck, John. It's Waterloo, ladies and gentlemen of the Twin Cities, and we are populated by news people. I'm sorry, this is going to be the only show where you hear this is BS. The rest of the people are afraid to say it. They won't say it. Television news programs will handle this as though it's something meaningful, but they're missing what is truly meaningful about it.
Well, in all honesty, outside of Alpha, who covered it?
Nobody. Alpha should be commended for covering it. It has nothing to do with conservatism, by the way.
Right.
Alpha is labeled a conservative news site by, let's say, the Star Tribune.
The Star Tribune has covered it.
Star Tribune has it today on the front page.
Sahan Journal has also covered it.
But they're not calling it BS. This is.
Oh, goodness, no.
And here's the BS part. We have to stop being governed by people like this park board and this city council. They're not taking us into consideration.
Did you?
Go ahead.
Did you say BS?
I did. Alarm! 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 Thank you. Rosedale Chevrolet is a business elite dealer. You know what that means? You working men and women, they have special fleet allocations, which allows them to have more inventory for fleet customers than any other dealer. Every imaginable truck you need is available today at Rosedale Chevrolet, County Road C and Interstate 35 in Roseville. Any kind of truck you can dream up is available at Rosedale Chevrolet. And because they have made a special purchase of 2024 low cab forward 5500 series, some with crew cab and some with regular cab, a couple of these already have boxes on them, and the rest can be upfitted any way you want. These all have less than 1,000 miles on the odometer. You're going to save even more money than normal. You're going to save thousands compared to new. The sales staff at Rosedale Chevrolet and that truck division has 75 years of combined experience selling the trucks you need for your work. Rosedale Chev, County Road C and 35 in Roseville, and rosedalechev.com.
Flashlight, check. Tool belt, check. Attitude, check. He's going in. Joe Souchere.
Oh, in the middle of summer, there's nothing better than quality family time on the water, living the pontoon lifestyle. And lucky for us, GLers, Warner's Dock in New Richmond. Oh, and they're on the web, warnersdock.com. They have a big selection of both Premier and Bentley pontoons that are on sale right now. And I've been thinking about this, and the only thing better than watching fireworks on the 4th of July out in the middle of the lake on a pontoon is having the best pontoon on the lake during those hastily arranged pop-up pontoon parades that I think every lake has over the 4th holiday. Now, remember, these are the good old days, and Warner's Dock has your pontoon ready to make lifelong memories with your family. You can check them out online, warnersdock.com, or better yet, stop in and shop in that large air-conditioned showroom right there in New Richmond. Now, if a new fishing boat is on your mind, Warner's Dock, they specialize in Alumacraft boats powered by Suzuki, Yamaha, and Mercury outboards. And remember, they love trades. They have an extensive list of used inventory. They're celebrating 79 years in business. That's 4 generations of family committed to keeping your family happy and on the water this summer. From sales to service to storage, pontoons, fishing boats, docks, lifts, Warner's Dock in New Richmond, they have it all, and it's the place for all your needs. Check out the inventory at warnersdock.com.
I would bet that the owners of dogs who frequent that beach on the Mississippi below Minnehaha Park would be amenable to some compromise.
Yes.
Was that even offered to them?
I bet not.
The professional activist politician does not wonder what you think. They wish to tell you what you should think. They don't wonder what I think. They want to tell me what I should think. And it's ruining us. It's destroying the togetherness that they pretend to seek. It's dark. These are dark people, meaning they have. Let's go back to the beauty. Where is the beauty? Where is the? Let's use George Floyd Square. I've said many times.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Where is the beautification? Where is the taking it serious? It's taken 6 years. The people who don't listen to you have spent $5 million of your dollars. You keep electing them. They keep failing you. You keep electing them. They have never taken your considerations to heart. That is it's a mess. It's a bleep show at 38th in Chicago. It's a mess.
Remember, one of the councilmen there on the border of that area, Chavez, had a plan, and he said he didn't care what people thought about it. He was going to force it through. That is not leadership. That's dictatorship.
We have the worst governing you could possibly imagine in a free society because they don't listen to us, nor are they interested enough to listen to us.
How do we make the change? How do we get people in Minneapolis?
I don't know how to make the change. The Minnesota has got a lot of wet noodles living in the metro area, and many of them will just cave over and flop on the ground and say, "Oh, we don't dare disrupt the spiritual dogs or the spiritual prayers of the natives who are having their prayers stolen by dogs." They're going to buy that BS.
And that attitude that we got from Chavez is the same attitude that the president of the park board, Tom Olson, had when he got elected, and he decided he doesn't want cars on the parkways anymore, and it is his personal goal to get rid of all automobiles on the parkway, the grand rounds that was designed for automobiles.
Yeah, forget the Vietnam vet with no legs who likes to be driven around the parkway.
Right.
These people don't think of anybody.
VA.
They don't think of anybody but their performative art. That's all they do.
Joe, the irony there is there's already a separate bike trail and a separate walking trail and a street for cars. That's not good enough for President Olson.
Back to the Waterloo moment, because I think this is it. Yes, it's a... You all right? Are you okay?
I swallowed coffee wrong, yes.
It's a Waterloo moment because if the citizens of Minneapolis lose the right to just innocently take their dog down to a sandy stretch of beach on the Mississippi River, then you must be prepared. And if you don't put up a fight, and if you don't learn how to say BS, you then must be prepared to lose more and more and more. This will never stop.
It's the same mentality and the same reason why we were so ripe for the picking as it relates to fraud, because we were afraid to call it out.
Right.
This might actually end up working in our favor.
Well, that's my hope.
Because we've been saying for years, why would the typical Minneapolis citizen who has a job and makes money and is trying to raise a family, why would they vote for fill in the blank, this DSA candidate, right? maybe it's something like this that's going to finally open their eyes. And they're going to realize, well, I made the wrong choice. We need to change things. Maybe it'll work in favor.
If you lose this, by you, I mean all of us have a vested interest in this because the Waterloo moment is how we're governed. It's not a dog park. There's a distinction. If we lose this, then be prepared to lose anything you can imagine. I don't know why, for example, if you lose this, why should any citizen be allowed to even watch the water go over the falls of Minnehaha? I'm sure there's some sacred meaning to that. There's been poems written about it and sacred prayers. And
maybe the water might be making the grave site or whatever the burials
What about the hidden
wash
falls?
away.
Well, the hidden falls over on the wrong side of the river. Same thing there.
How can anyone live along Minnehaha Creek?
Right. From Edina or Minnetonka, excuse me.
How about from Minnetonka to the falls?
To the falls, right.
How can there be a Minnetonka?
Why are you giving them ideas?
How can there be a White Bear?
Well, because, Matthew, this is step one of the DSA's platform of giving land back. If they win this, the DSA is well on their way.
Okay, now attach it to the mystery. The mystery is the attempt to bring about a country that is not the United States. What better way of bringing about a country that is not the United States than taking away the idea of actually listening to the citizens? That brings about the mystery. The mystery would be centralized government running everything. And they'll knock down a shopping center or something to make a dog park, but they won't allow you to use the beach at the river.
They will assign you jobs. You won't get paid in cash. It'll be tokens and coupons for food and gas, etc.
And you'll shop at the government grocery store. Yep. These people have no beauty in mind. They have nothing joyful in mind. And all of you listeners who think I'm full of B as in B, S as in S, please tell me, and I will be glad to correct myself, what joy and beauty have you found as the result of the leadership in Minneapolis, if not the entire state of Minnesota? What joy and beauty are you finding? Tell me. I'll go look at it because I haven't seen it.
So they're just going to continue to go after the oppressors.
Well, white people are the oppressors. That's coming up in the second half of the most important show in Garage Logic history. This is a Waterloo moment. This is Napoleon at those gates somewhere in Netherlands or wherever the hell he was.
And
This is it.
It is funny how certain members that are holding elected positions, where they place their rage. You know what I'm saying? Like they're mad about this, but yet are any of them upset about the fraud that's taking place? Are any of them upset about the actual things that are truly plaguing taxpayers of this state?
I don't think the people holding DSA seats on park boards or city councils are upset about the fraud.
I don't either.
That plays into their end game.
This is part of a nonviolent takeover, is what it is. Yeah. Just the way the same thing they've done over in Europe. France and Spain, the Netherlands.
Did they hold like a focus group? Hey, what do you got? Here's what I got. Dogs are stealing prayers.
No, and it's amazing that the voice of one woman who we can't contact, we can't reach, this Espinoza character, it's amazing the traction she's getting for her BS. It's just amazing. And that's all it takes is one voice to condemn the majority, and the Mysterians jump all over it and elevate it to a powerful position because it meets their agenda. The template of the mystery is to ruin that which works. If it works, it must be wrong.
To quietly ruin that which has worked. I think they would have been further along. They would have made more progress if the media hadn't found out about this, if the dog lovers hadn't alerted the general public to this. Think of that story I gave you yesterday about Roosevelt Park that's now called 40th Street Park.
Right.
That changed without anybody knowing it. It just happened. And that's the way they like to do business.
Is this gaslighting?
No. No.
It's a new form of gaslighting.
It's a form, but it's not it's not the classical example of
You know what it is.
What's their end game?
to bring about a country that is not the United States. We just got done saying it. Their end game is to bring about an equity where everyone suffers misery equally.
They drive across the country, instead of seeing a fantastic, beautiful country, home of the free, they see something that we can take over. We can make this ours. We can rule this land.
And
it's
it won't
evil.
be, and it
They-
won't be pretty.
It's
They'll be
evil intention.
dictators.
It won't be pretty. Well, don't get me going there. I mean,
Everything they're trying to fight against right now.
everything that I'm speaking about is happening in no matter what your political persuasion is. That's why I like to.
Alarm!
Here she comes.
Alarm. That's why I like to smoke a cigar once in a while. Just find a chair where there's still a tree left, you know, that hasn't been
Before that gets
declared-
chopped down.
that hasn't been declared some violation of something, and open up your Boveda humidor, select a cigar, close the Boveda humidor. That's all you do with a Boveda humidor. You open and close it to get a cigar. You're not monitoring distilled water, sponges, beads, magic potions, or gauges.
How about paper towels? Are the
No.
paper towels
No,
are
I've
gone?
tried that.
Same.
The crushed up paper towel
Distilled water.
full of tap water and you put it in a Tupperware? No. The Boveda humidor is built with one goal in mind. Your only task is to enjoy the cigar. This is an affordable luxury. These babies are handsome as heck. And all you do is drop in one Boveda pack and you're done. 6 months later, put a new Boveda pack in it. Your cigars will be perfect. These are made out of wood. They're handsome. The chrome hinges, they're really, really handsome. They'll look good anywhere you put it, but mine looks good in the garage. If you're thinking ahead, this is a great, when's Father's Day?
Sunday.
21st.
Yeah.
You're going to get a new tie.
Be a
Eat
great.
my
No,
father.
you don't need a tie. You need a humidor.
got
It's a
it.
great Father's Day gift. That's something Dad will actually use and enjoy. Traditional look, modern precision. Best part, zero maintenance. Shop now at Boveda, Boveda, BovedaHumidor.com.
It's the end of the world as we know it, and he feels fine. Joe Souchere.
North American Banking Company, the official bank here in Garage Logic, and they have been investing in your success since 1998 because way back then they decided to create a better banking experience for you, for your family, and also for your business. And that still rings true today. Not a lot has changed since then with North American Banking Company, and you can see it for yourself. Check them out online today. It's nabankco.com to learn more, but you can also go into any one of their 6 beautiful Twin Cities locations, whether it's Roseville, 50th in France, Woodbury, Hastings, Shoreview, and also in Maple Grove. They offer you the same updated online and mobile banking tools as all of those other big gargantuan national banks. But here's the key difference. You're going to get the unparalleled service of a community bank because they are locally owned and operated. So that means all loan decisions are made right here in the Twin Cities. They don't sell these to out-of-state companies. No, it all stays right here in the Twin Cities. nabankco.com to learn more. Once again, it's banking done differently. North American Banking Company, member FDIC, is an equal housing lender, and what would normally be Johnny Heights newscast is brought to us by our friends at North American Banking Company. Joe?
Johnny told us he's under the weather, but he spared us the details. I think he was bitten by his dog, Larry.
You think so?
Oh, Larry wouldn't do that, would he?
Actually,
I think he's out walking, Larry.
No, John actually left me a voicemail, and I heard.
Oh,
It was one of those deals.
Bless you.
Stay home.
John, are you doing okay? Oh, no, John.
Come on,
that's
close the
terrible.
door.
That's terrible. Say, who was? Remember our friend Tom Cullen? We
Sure.
got to know him because he was concerned that the legislature didn't go in. The Democrats refused to show up for work, right? And he was taking on what's her name? His representative down in.
I got it. Let me get it.
It's what's her
Right at the tip of your tongue.
Oh, it's
I
right
can
on the
tell.
tip of my tongue.
Tom Cullen.
And he abandoned all hope because of the nonsense bureaucracy he had to go through to try to hold her accountable. Usually you're good at this and you're failing
All I can
me
think
to-
is Mary Jo McGuire, but that she's not. She's in Falcon Heights.
Well, he's written us a I'm going to call it a 4th of July document.
Okay.
And it's very germane to what we've been talking about facing our Waterloo movement here. Dear Joe and the citizens of Garage Logic, as we approach the 4th of July and the 250th anniversary of the birth of the United States of America, I find myself reflecting on how fortunate we are to live in this country and how important it is. Bianca, somebody. Bianca, come on, find out.
I'm looking.
And how important it is that we never take that blessing for granted. This year, St. Paul once again faced the possibility of celebrating Independence Day without fireworks. To some, fireworks may seem like a simple tradition. To many of us, they are much more. They are an outward expression of gratitude.
Bianca Vernig.
Thank you, Bianca Vernig.
Bianca Vernig.
He was taking her to task.
You son of a-
They are an outward expression of gratitude for the greatest experiment in self-government the world has ever known. They are a reminder of the sacrifices made by generations of Americans who secured and defended the freedoms we enjoy today. At Chore Warrior, we're just a group of wheelbarrow salesmen. We're also a veteran-owned and veteran-managed Minnesota company. When we learned that our community might once again lose this important tradition, we decided to step forward and help sponsor the fireworks display. We did so because we believe that freedom deserves to be celebrated. We believe that every child looking up at the night sky should see those bright bursts of light and be reminded that they live in a nation where life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are not merely words on paper, but ideals worth protecting. We hope that when the fireworks light up the St. Paul sky this July, Minnesotans from every background, every neighborhood, and every political persuasion can gather under the same blanket of light and remember what unites us rather than what divides us. At the same time, I carry a heavy heart about the future of Minnesota. Recently, my daughter, her husband, and their young family made the difficult decision to leave Minnesota for Omaha. They are exactly the kind of people every state should want to keep. Hardworking professionals in their early 30s, raising a family, contributing to their community, and trying to build a better future for their children. Yet between the rising cost of daycare, increasing property taxes, and the growing financial pressures facing young families, they concluded that they could no longer achieve their goals here. Their decision was not political, it was practical. They simply wanted to do best they could for their family. And that should concern all of us. Minnesota's future depends not on keeping millionaires and billionaires who can live almost anywhere, but on keeping the young families, entrepreneurs, skilled workers, teachers, nurses, tradespeople, and small business owners who form the backbone of our communities. The fireworks we sponsor this year are a celebration of America, but they are also a reminder of our responsibility as citizens. We must protect what has made this country great while working together to make Minnesota a place where the next generation can thrive. Not as Republicans, not as Democrats, as Minnesotans. If we can focus on responsible government, accountability, opportunity, education, and the common good, we can stop the slow drain of our state's future. I would like to add my own sentence here, if he doesn't mind. Also, if we stop electing professional activists who don't take our interests into account. Back to Tom. We can reduce waste and fraud. We can create opportunities for young families. We can keep our best and brightest here at home. The American story has always been one of people coming together to solve problems that seem bigger than themselves. Minnesota's story can be the same. The 4th of July as the fireworks rise above St. Paul. This 4th of July, as the fireworks rise above St. Paul, I hope we take a moment to be grateful for this remarkable nation, grateful for those who came before us, and committed to leaving a stronger Minnesota for those who come after us. God bless Minnesota, and God bless the United States of America. Best regards, Tom Cullen, CEO, Power Assist Technologies, home of the chore warrior. So you know what that is?
Electric
It's an
wheelbarrow.
electric wheelbarrow.
Smart idea.
Yeah. That is, he might as well have addressed this to the Minneapolis Park Board or either the St. Paul and Minneapolis City Council.
That's too many words for either one of those boards.
Let me read this paragraph again and then parse it. This 4th of July, as the fireworks rise above St. Paul, I hope we take a moment to be grateful for this remarkable nation. Grateful for those who came before us, and committed to leaving a stronger Minnesota for those who come after us. I don't believe that is the hope of any Mysterian. I do not believe Minnesotans are Mysterians are grateful for this nation. On the contrary, they hold it in contempt. I don't believe Mysterians are grateful for those who came before us. I don't believe Mysterians are committed to leaving a stronger Minnesota for those who will come after us. I believe Minnesotans are destructive, dark people who bring nothing to the table because they've never learned anything, accomplished anything, or worked at anything. And as I said yesterday, I blame in large part the failed academy, which has been a leading weapon carrier for the mystery. I also received many emails wanting me to understand. Here, I printed it out. Wanting me to understand that the America has the America 250 time capsule. It will be buried in Philadelphia this weekend.
Hopefully it's not like the one that we dug up in St. Paul that was full of water and all the crap was wrecked.
Every state is submitting something to be contained in the time capsule.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. What's ours?
What do you think ours is?
Red mega hat.
Something to do with fraud, I would hope.
No, the fraud
The flag?
The flag.
The fraud?
No!
Yeah, we
Fraud
sent him
flag.
the fraud flag. Now think about something. In 250 years, that flag of Minnesota will either be unknowable. It'll mean nothing to somebody who opens that 250 years from now, or it will be the flag flying over the country.
50-50, you're saying. It is or it isn't.
In 250 years, the American flag could very well not. If we continue the way we're going, the American flag might not be flying over the country. Other states gave marvelous things, but Walz didn't have time to worry about it, so he shot him the fraud flag.
What would be a good Minnesota donation? In all seriousness,
Some walleye.
frozen wall.
Do you know what the new Minnesota flag represents? When you look at it, do you see Minnesota?
No, I don't.
The 8-pointed star represents the North Star, Polaris, Roseau, Minnesota, honoring Minnesota's nickname as the North Star State.
Right.
The dark blue field features an abstract outline of the geographic shape of Minnesota. Boy, abstract, I'll say.
Let's just see what the people around us sent. Iowa sent a letter from the governor, a 1914 Belgian relief coin, and an International Space Station medallion. All right. Let's see what
It's a weird flex.
let's
The
see
medallion.
what North Dakota sent.
Johnny's home state. The very
Let's see what North Dakota sent.
The Upper Dakota.
Statue of State Summary, Theodore Roosevelt Presidential Library coin, and photographs with labels. That's all more inventive than this lazy-ass Wall sending the fraud flag. South Dakota, letter from the governor and a poetry book. Ding, ding.
hey, yeah.
Wisconsin,
Here we go. They're going to be creative.
set of 6 letters, eagle feather and photo, a hog coin. I don't know. Does that mean Harley Owners Group? It could very well. Harley Davidson's in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Forest. I'm struggling to read this because what the state sent is in agate type, and my eyes are struggling. Forest County keychain or something. I can't read it. Great Lakes Tribal Council pin
Yeah.
and a veterans pin.
Minnesota missed the boat on
Minnesota
the natives.
really fell down on this, didn't they?
Right. Man, you got the Mississippi River. You got native.
Mississippi is represented in our flag. Don't you see it?
No, I don't.
Well, that's what the light blue represents, water.
It follows the path all the way down to Louisiana.
Well, in an abstract way, man.
Oh, you have to see it. You got to think it through to see it.
You've got to see it in your mind.
I want to tell you about something and then go to the second reason why this is the most important
What
show.
did Nevada throw in there? A poker chip?
I can
$500 poker chip?
I have
lady
them
of the
all
night?
here. I mean, as long as you ask,
I do.
can,
I want to know what Nevada.
Kraken.
I can find it for you.
Yes. What did Nevada throw in?
Does that N come after
you
N?
need
A
my
kraken
glasses?
in the middle of the desert.
I got glasses on. That's
I
not
can
the
read it for
problem.
you there,
It's,
cowboy.
yeah. Nevada sent a battle-born document, a Nevada State Museum commemorative coin, and a set of gambling chips and tokens.
Okay, thank you. Well represented. Well, they should have.
Yeah, why not?
250 years. It
So
might not
when are they
exist.
going to open this up?
In 250 years.
And they're going to say, "What is all this bullshit?"
Exactly.
Jeez.
You know what they'll do when they open this up? They'll have the BS-o-meter. Will be
Oh,
sounding.
I didn't even think of
You know,
that
when they
because they're
open
going to
this
have
up,
the
especially when they
alarm.
see the flag of Minnesota.
Alarm!
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 Well, did you see what happened with the one in St. Paul? They dug up a time capsule from 1976, opened it. It was full of water. All the paper was wet. Nothing was salvageable. It was a complete mishap.
Did it go?
Yeah, basically.
Kind of like the day they were.
Titanic.
The Titanic horn.
Eric Mishy.
Here's a Titanic horn.
We drove down there with the kids. We had to
I
open,
went!
open all the windows.
Open
so
the
that
windows.
it
We
didn't
might miss it.
shatter.
Back up.
Wait.
Explain all of this. What the hell are you talking about?
The Titanic had various pieces of it circulating on a tour of the country, and the one of the signal horns came to St. Paul, and it was going to be, and I thought it would shake the earth. You know,
Same.
Sounds like
we
Al
were
Capone's
told.
vault.
and it was on a Sunday in the winter.
Protective ear
Oh,
wear.
wear your
we
earplugs.
thought
I mean, I thought that
glass
this
was
could
shattered.
cause an earthquake. And I don't. Virtually nobody heard
It was Eric Michian. It was a
Didn't they
promote
test it
St.
ahead
Paul.
of time?
I don't know. It just went like this.
This is the same thing when I was on Twitter where I'd say, "Watch to the end," and there was nothing.
Nothing.
at the
God,
end.
he would get me once a week with that crap.
You know, I love Eric Michian. That was his first one. His second one was the down the Mississippi.
Floating down the river in a garage.
Oh, that was that guy.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's
that
a
guy's
wonderful guy.
He was
awesome.
a hell of a guy.
Spare
He's
key
awesome.
program.
He brought the whistle to town, baby, and 300,000 people.
I
were there.
actually have the audio of it. Here it
All
is,
right, here we go.
the
Oh, good.
whistle from
Yes.
the Titanic.
Oh,
That's it.
Tom and Jim's raft had more amenities than that pontoon
yeah.
that he
Yeah.
took down the river.
Had a window framed out. There was no glass.
he
in
made
it.
it to Pepin, didn't he? Didn't he
that
make it
guy
to
is
Pepin?
my-
He made it all the way.
He did. He
He's
made it
my
the whole way.
hero, man. I love that.
He made it
guy.
all the way. GLers, it's officially riding season. Get up to EcoFun Motorsports in Forest Lake or Burnsville. Electric bikes on sale starting at $8.99. A whole summer and fall of riding on. You'll get the proper fit too. 300 e-bikes in stock. Over 120 motorcycles on display in Motorcycle Alley. Kawasaki, Aprilia, Yamaha. Scooters on sale starting at $14.99. Oh yeah. Do all your errands, turn them into an adventure. Do about 90 miles worth of errands for 1 gallon of gas.
Damn.
Kawasaki Mule side-by-side starting at $91.99, and Yamaha Wave Runners and Kawasaki jet skis. Buy one, mention you heard this on GL, and you'll get the Yamaha pull-behind tube, matching tow rope and air pump. Hell, it costs you $300 to get that. Check out the full lineup at EcoFunMotorsports.com. It's EcoFun Motorsports in Forest Lake, / Columbus. It's immediately west of the interstate on Highway 97 and down in Burnsville on the Service Road of Life near County Road 42 and that wonderful website, EcoFunMotorsports.com. Wait a minute. Yeah, I got it. Yeah,
Got
we-
it?
Oh, yeah.
Here we
Yeah,
go.
we got her.
1, 2, 3, go.
Come on, Fonzie.
I got you.
Hit a button, any button.
He has trouble working his own mouse.
Get your
it's
butt
Hey,
out of
Joe
bed.
Souchere.
down.
Hofferman water.
Hofferman water.
The earth is not your mother. The Joe Souchere
Now
Show.
here's Chris Reavers with Hofferman water.
Thank you, Matthew. Hofferman Water and Connecticut have been proudly serving the state of Minnesota for over 50 years, and now is the time for you to get on that schedule and have them come out for that free water analysis. Spring/summer is a great time to get in touch with Hofferman Water and Connecticut, but you got to get on that schedule. So book your appointment online today at HoffermanWater.com. Did I mention it's free, by the way? Yeah, it's a free appointment. Or call them directly at 612-895-2440. Either way, you'll get on that schedule. They'll come out, they'll test your water, they'll give you what's called a water score. And you know what? You're going to be amazed by that water score because you're going to say, my water's really that bad? Yeah, it is. Trust me. And Hofferman Water and Connecticut will remedy all of that. They'll make an amazing difference in the quality of your water. They have done that for me. They will do that for you. But like I mentioned, get on that schedule. 612-895-2440 or visit HoffermanWater.com. Joe Souchere.
Again, thanks to Alpha News, because I just really doubt one of the problems and one of the reasons we're facing the Waterloo moment is that conventional media are of no help in recognizing the problem. This again is from Alpha News, and I would believe the citizens of Minneapolis, particularly those with children, are facing their Waterloo with the school board. We have a Minneapolis school board member calling for deconstructing views on white-centered, Eurocentric education. Her name is Lori Norvell. Her comments came during a discussion of a proposed $105 million facility for the district's Anishinaabe Academy. A Minneapolis school board member urged her colleagues and constituents to stop looking at things through the lens of what we know as very white-centered, Eurocentric education. Lori Norvell's comments came during a June 9 discussion of a resolution related to building a new facility for the district's Anishinaabe Academy, to which I would submit is nothing different than what we discovered yesterday, that St. Paul wants to build an Afrocentric academy. Board Chair Colin Beachy said the resolution was about moving the planning work forward, not whether the project will happen. The decision will come at a future meeting, he said. All present board members voted in favor of the resolution. Norville, this is Lori Norville, said she's received a lot of feedback from constituents on the proposed project, which has drawn maybe controversy because of its $105 million price tag. And if that's the initial price tag and not a brick has gone into the ground, that's got to be $200 million by the time the fraud's done.
At least.
Easy.
I know that there have been some concerns around enrollment, and I would challenge us all to try to look at this. I know it's going to be hard because we are so used to looking at things through the lens of what we know as a very white-centered, Eurocentric education. We go to school when the bell rings. We have this many kids in a class with this many teachers. We have this ratio. We do all of these things, right? Norville commented. She's a right user. She then said, we need to be open to thinking about it in a different way because I know when I'm thinking about it, that's how. That's what I know. That's my experiences through that Eurocentric or white lens. And so I would challenge us to deconstruct our ideas on that. Deconstruct the things that we're comfortable with and really think about what is best for our Native American students and their families. Norville reminded her colleagues that the purpose of building a whole new space is so that families will feel comfortable in that space. Oh, I'm holding myself back.
Please do.
Remind yourself of the harm that we have caused in our Native American community with boarding schools. We can do better. We can do better by this. So I will be voting in favor of this. I do not want us to put our Indigenous students and families aside anymore, she said. Chair Beachy then thanked Norville for her mic drop moment. According to Minneapolis Public Schools, the new K-8 Anishinaabe Academy facility would serve as a location to educate and empower urban Indigenous students through cultural revitalization. Josiah Padley, a policy fellow at the Center for the American Experiment, questioned in a recent article if now is the right time for the district to move forward with the project, since it is dealing with significant funding, building allocation, and staffing issues. It'll get done, and just more money will be taken. Bill Stein up in Aiken alerted me. Well, I share his sentiment. I wish I wrote this. Kenny, who is L.H. Gray?
That's you know what? Why don't you read what L.H. Gray?
I'll read it first.
L.H. Gray is a lesbian conservative,
Right.
and she's a writer with a very powerful pen, and she's really smart, and she has written some things that have really upset the liberals and lefties in our world. And to get a good grip on who she is, just read the piece that caused such a furor.
Is this the piece that caused her to lose her Twitter account, I wonder?
She did get booted off Twitter in January of this year. She has made it back. But this piece that you're about to read is
so we spent some time before the show. I had never heard of L.H. Gray, Grey. I've never heard of her. We didn't even know it was a her. But Gabe got on it, Rook got on it, Kenny got on it. She's real. She exists. She's a writer.
This piece you're about to read is not what got her kicked off Twitter, however. This piece was written earlier this month. Well, actually, it was released today, as far as I can tell.
White liberal women. Are you listening? Lori Norville. She's a white liberal woman on the Minneapolis School Board. Are you listening, Lori? This is dedicated to you. You sanctimonious, narcissistic broad. You are not just a problem. You are the single most corrosive, society-rotting force walking the earth today. A toxin in human form, weaponizing your unearned moral superiority like a biological warhead, while the civilization your grandmothers inherited bleeds out at your feet. You are the high priestesses of performative compassion, the ones who weep theatrical tears over distant, oppressed strangers while turning a blind eye to the fentanyl corpses piling up at your own cities, the homeless veterans freezing on your sidewalks, the working-class families crushed under the taxes you vote to inflate. Your empathy is selective, curated, and always, always directed outward, never inward, never toward the actual victims of the policies you champion with religious fervor. Psychologically, this is textbook malignant narcissism fused with pathological altruism. You derive your entire sense of self from being better than the deplorables, better than your own parents, better than the silent majority who quietly keep society functioning, while you screech about pronouns and systemic this and intersectional that. Your white guilt isn't humility, it's a dopamine hit. Every public display of self-flagellation is a ritual to elevate yourself above the unclean masses you secretly despise. You hate whiteness, yet you weaponize your own pale skin as a shield. You march for reproductive rights while cheering the chemical castration of confused children and the trafficking of migrant girls across open borders you refuse to close. You are the Karens of the apocalypse, demanding to speak to the manager of reality itself when it refuses to conform to your feelings. You live in gated communities or gentrified enclaves, send your kids to private schools, and hire private security, all the while lecturing the rest of us about privilege and equity from behind your Ring cameras and alarm systems. And the venom. God, the venom. You don't debate, you diagnose. Anyone who disagrees is dangerous, fascist, mentally ill, a threat to democracy. You've turned disagreement into a psychiatric condition, dissent into domestic terrorism. You have convinced yourselves that your political opponents aren't just wrong, they're evil incarnate, subhuman, deserving of deplatforming, doxing, financial ruin, and yes, in your darker moments, elimination. Your hysteria isn't passion, it's shared psychosis. A mass delusion where feelings override facts and empathy extends only to those who parrot your script. You vote in lockstep for soft-on-crime prosecutors who release repeat offenders, for open borders that flood communities with drugs and violence, for economic policies that crush the working class you claim to champion. Then, when the predictable chaos erupts, you blame whiteness, patriarchy, climate change, anything except your own ideological poisons. You are not liberators. You are destroyers wearing the masks of saviors. You are the reason cities burn while you post black squares. You are the reason children are mutilated while you call it gender-affirming care. You are the reason nations fracture what you call borders racist. You are the reason truth dies while you call lies my truth. You've weaponized your perceived fragility, your tears, your anxiety, your trauma to silence opposition. The culture itself has been neutered by your emotional terrorism. The world sees you now not as compassionate warriors, but as spoiled, entitled, reality-denying tyrants in yoga pants, wielding guilt and hysteria like switchblades. You are not the future. You are the cancer eating it, and cancers don't negotiate. They get cut out, root and branch. Enjoy your brief moment of unchallenged sanctimony, darlings. The reckoning doesn't ask permission. It just arrives. L.H. Gray.
Now, that must have appeared elsewhere if it was sent to you.
It was Billy Stein came across it.
Okay, and
That's
then
brilliant.
we found it, Gabe and I found it and Matt, on something called Godlike Productions today, printed at 6:30 this morning.
I might read this every day.
You know what it reminded me of? That what you were just saying, it reminded me of this clip that we've featured several times on the show.
I've chosen to cross different parts of the media world, done the work so that I'm qualified to be in each one. I never considered my color the issue. I considered my qualifications the issue.
Well, David, that's a whole nother long conversation about white privilege and things that you have the privilege of doing that people of color don't have the privilege of.
How do I have the privilege of white privilege?
David, by virtue of being a white male, you have white privilege. This whole long conversation, I don't have time to get into it.
Ariva, I hate to break it to you, but you should have been better prepped. I'm black.
Okay, then I stand.
See, you went.
Wow. That's a mic drop.
David Webb. David Webb was the Fox host analyst.
Right.
Remember, Ariva Franklin was the guest, peddling this absolute BS. And she went, because, and then he went on to list off his accomplishments.
By the way, and I have to say it. I don't have to. I want to.
You want to.
Much of what she's writing could be applied to Trump. Your empathy, he doesn't have any empathy.
Here it comes.
Psychologically, this is textbook malignant narcissism. Of course it is. Same thing. I'll stop right there because this does apply so wonderfully to this school board member. Oh, my God.
L.H. Gray, if you're a conservative on Twitter, all you have to say is, boy, I really like the American flag. And that's grounds for people to complain and get you booted off Twitter. So she said something on Twitter, and a bunch of people protested in January of this year, got her kicked off. She's back on Twitter, and I just want to read you her bio that describes her, top of the page on Twitter.
Yeah.
LH Gray TM. She's got a blue check mark. She does that so she can print her stuff on Twitter, long form. She calls herself alpha female, artist and writer, exorcist of the narratives, visceral, hellbitch, atheist. Mm-hmm. And there's a picture of her, and it's a goth-like picture. She's attractive, but scares the hell out of me. And she's holding a knife that is bigger than this knife.
Serrated, okay.
And this is a big-ass knife.
I love lesbian and gay conservatives because their viewpoint has been refined to a sharper point.
Absolutely.
They can bring thoughts to the conversation that are far deeper than most people. And I just enjoy the hell out of the fact that she's a lesbian because that really throws the Karens for a loop.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The white liberal women tend to think that they can represent gay men, gay women, et cetera, black people, when in fact that nothing's further from the truth.
Who's the gay writer that I love? Sullivan, something Sullivan, who's always
don't know.
But let me tell you something.
How are they going to read this though? Who's going to show this to them so they see it?
Andrew Sullivan?
Andrew Sullivan, yeah. I just based on reading this piece by L.H. Gray, she's one hell of a writer. She can spin some sentences. I might read this every day, if not on the show to myself. Here's the deal. Why is this a Waterloo moment? well, can Minneapolis afford a $105 million Anishinaabe Academy? And what precisely is the point of that? The point of it, according to this silly school board member, the point of it is so the Anishinaabe would have a physical place where they would feel safe. Why wouldn't her goal be to make the current schools safer if, in fact, there are kids there who don't feel safe because they're Native American? Why can't that be made a goal of the school board to make sure kids are safe?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Or are you going to come up with the $105 million? And that's $105 million on a wish list. That's $200 million when you're done with the fraud. It's like light rail. Oh, it's only going to cost $1 billion. By the time you're done with the fraud, it's $3 billion.
Someone had pointed out, too, when is the light rail fraud going to start to surface?
Well, when it
Based
does,
upon
it'll
the
be amazing.
Story yesterday we had.
I just think that the Twin Cities citizens, those who work, there are many who don't, those who work for a living, just that. I don't care what your politics are. You actually work at a job where a performance is expected. Period. That's it. That's the kind. You have a job. I don't care what it is, from brain surgeon down to whatever.
What we do.
What we do, yeah. From the top to the bottom. From brain surgeon to what we do. If you work and production is expected and you fulfill that production, your Waterloo moment is, how long will you have a city to live in if these professional activists keep running the show? And the answer is you won't have long. We won't have long.
And we're seeing it. We've talked about mass migration for years on this show. It's actually, that's data. That's factual data. That's actually happening.
The Minnehaha Dog Park is not a Waterloo about dog parks. Not at all. The Minnehaha Dog Park is a Waterloo challenge about how the common man and woman in Minneapolis are represented by the political class. That's the Waterloo. The Waterloo for the Minneapolis School Board is not a new building. The Waterloo is, why is a new building necessary? Where does that mean you failed elsewhere? You don't have $105 million. And you should be holding many, many open meetings with Anishinaabe and others to find out if this is truly necessary, because it certainly isn't affordable. I didn't know this was on their agenda. I didn't know a completely new school was on the agenda. And why the balkanization? Why can't we make the schools comfortable and safe enough for all kids that this wouldn't be necessary? But that's only a worthy goal if you're not a Mysterian. If you're a Mysterian, the oppressed are disproportionately risen to a position that leaves the common person behind, paying for it, but behind. It's the most important show we've done because we finally defined what to do about the mystery. The mystery is an intense initiative on the part of all citizens to think long and hard about what they're voting for. And please, if you disagree with me, please lecture me and tell me where I can go or who I can talk to see the beauty and joy brought to us by progressives. Somebody please point that out to me.
Cite us an example.
Please, and I will go.
How about 38th in Chicago?
That's an example where you couldn't send me because it's malignant idleness that has resulted in a dumpster fire. I bet you want to hear about garage doors.
How about your
don't you?
garage door? Would that be an example?
Well, it's a hell of a problem. If you need a new door, you need precision garage door. They have models of doors for every budget. You bring out the designer. They got the catalog. Boy, you go through there and look at the pictures and go, oh, I'll take that one.
Okay.
And right now, you can get up to $400 trade-in credit for your old garage door when you purchase a new door from Precision Door. That will increase the value of your home, save energy, provide better security. If your door's fine, but you don't like the way she's acting, maybe it closes a little crooked or makes a funny noise, book a $79 safe and sound package. They'll have a 25-point safety inspection. They'll lube it up. They'll tell you, yeah, you got years left on this baby, but this better be fixed. Book online at precisiondoormn.com or call Precision Door at 612-263-6985 to schedule a free on-site new door estimate or book a safe and sound package with Precision Door. No.
Oh, yeah. It's coming.
Here's a man who spends hours in hardware stores, sifting through the nuts and bolts of life. Joe Souchere.
One of the signs of definite summer in Garage Logic is the Garage Logic Summer Online Auction. And you can save up to 70% on your summer shopping with the GL Summer Online Auction. Super easy to do. First things first is register. Go to garagelogic.com. Punch in keyword auction, register up, and view the items that are on right now. Bidding starts this Friday, June 19th, and it runs through 8 p.m. on the 25th of June. What's up for bids? Thousands of dollars of items. Now, there's too many to read here. I won't read all 762, Joe, but I will highlight some of these. $1,000 gift certificates from Jaime's Haberdashery.
Jaime's!
Downtown St. Paul.
I own a suit from Jaime's.
Ultimate 4-day Canadian fishing package at Fletcher Lake Lodge.
I know the guy that bought that last year, and that is a spectacular Spectacular package.
All right, for you and your wife or your girlfriend, a 2-night double queen room stay with water park passes at Metropolis Resort. It's a great deal. You
Anything
can get
for
all
golf?
sorts of
Joe
stuff.
was giving you the signal. Is there anything for golf?
Well, you know what, folks? I'm going to tease you. You've got to go online, keyword auction, and you can find out if there's any golf. I'm not just going to give them to you here. Then you know.
You got to work for it.
There's a whole bunch of items. And again, go to garagelogic.com, keyword auction. We joke about it, but there are some good deals.
There really is, yeah.
You got to get in them now. Starting on this Friday, June 19th, and it runs through the 25th. Garage Logic's summer online auction.
Speaking of that, you only have 5 days left of summer.
Yeah, us 21sters are heading towards a tough winter. A long fall.
Oh, my God. Whatever turns your key there, cowboy.
Only because they come to us
Already?
all the way from Marloth Park and Mpumalanga, South Africa, from the Traveling Lyman's. Joe, last week on a podcast, Kenny was wondering about bugs here. There are bugs and insects. Of all these, the one that brings the most concern is mosquitoes with malaria. We use local products to keep these from causing any issues. The other insects and bugs aren't an issue, and we deal with them by keeping both the inside and outside of the house clean. We never leave dirty dishes, glasses, etc. around. I always hand wash these in hot soapy water so the bugs aren't attracted. On this day,
Joe, today is June 16th.
well, on this day in 1854, arriving in St. Paul, the steamer Galena delivered cholera along with its passengers. Cholera's last occurrence Cholera's last occurrence in Minnesota would be in 1873.
Wow.
On this day,
Joe, today is June 16th.
in 1863, the evil General Henry H. Sibley and his troops left Camp Pope near present-day Redwood Falls on a campaign against the Dakota. That's probably where we get Pope County, huh?
I bet.
On this day,
June 16th.
didn't we just have this? The bones of the Minnesota. This is June 18th. No, June 16th. The bones of Minnesota man were uncovered by a road crew near Pelican Rapids. Despite its name, the glacial human skeleton was likely that of a teenage girl. We had one the other day that was a plaster. It was a fake one. This was real. On this day,
Joe, June 16th is today.
in 1945, always impresses me, the last Navy tanker built at the Savage Shipyard was launched. The Waukesha is one of 18 ships manufactured there for the war effort, and they got those babies into the ocean.
Have you ever seen photos of those things going under the Mendota Bridge?
Yeah, because they didn't put the stuff on them yet.
Right.
Yeah, but they're so tall.
Giant like barges till they put the...
But it makes the Mendota look small, the
Right.
photo I'm thinking of, yeah.
On this day,
June 16th.
in 1955, Mary Grant, the youngest of Sauk Center's fabled Grant sisters, she was born. She later played the French horn in venues around the world. So she had that going for her.
Was she related
which was
to
nice.
Tina and Lena,
I don't
our
know.
old friends from the state fair?
Oh, remember those two?
On this
They
day,
were tough to get rid of, weren't they, Joe?
Yeah,
They
they loved
were
to hang
loved.
around, but I
They were-
loved when they hung around.
They're
They
worse than
loved
Caliendo.
Kenny.
All right, we're done now. Wait, anything else?
On this day,
June
I couldn't
16th.
shake them.
on this day,
June 16th.
in 1999, our little terrorist, Kathleen Celaya, a fugitive since 1974, was arrested in St. Paul. Having lived under the name Sarah Jane Olson, Celaya was a presumed member of the Symbionese Liberation Army, the group that kidnapped Patty Hearst. It was wanted for the attempted bombing of 2 police cars. She had been featured on the television show America Most Wanted a few months before her arrest. On this day in sports disappointment history.
Such, who'd we lose to on June 16th?
Well, on this day in 2022, the Golden State Warriors won the NBA Finals with Andrew Wiggins, the former Timberwolf.
Yep.
Thank you, GLers.
Yes.
Now Carl Anthony Towns wins, a former Timberwolf.
Yeah.
That's 4 that won a title within the
Love won one, and who else?
Garnett.
Garnett won one with Boston.
Isn't
Love
that
won one
great?
with Cleveland.
Come on.
And Carolina's got 2 Stanley Cups.
And they got a bunch of Minnesotans on the team.
Please do us a favor and hit the subscribe button on the Garage Logic YouTube channel, where you can watch the show every single day starting at noon. And on that channel, you can see full segments. There's video shorts, there's behind the scenes footage. It's all there for you. Just search Garage Logic, that's 2 words, on YouTube, along with all of our social media channels. That includes Facebook, Instagram, and X. And also, don't forget to sign up for the Daily Logician. That email comes right to your inbox each and every single day, and it includes the most recent episode of the podcast. Find out more and sign up today online at garagelogic.com.